Well, I could barely say it's a diary of the griever named John Weaver, which is me. It's the 21st of February 2026, cold as hell. It's about 27 degrees out here, but warming up. It's about 6:41 in the morning, West Coast time. I'm changing perspectives again. Give me a second. Kind of an odd kilter. That's how things are going right now. Yesterday, before going to bed, I was just checking out some of the news feeds concerning about old Gasbag going absolutely crazy. He challenged Canada, and Canada wasn't having anything to dealing with Trump at all. Canada shut us out completely. Almost absolute, complete shutout. Economics, political, everything. Carney, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, had enough of America and its stupidity. I have to say it, we were stupid. We voted the bastard in when we knew the guy was already defected. Defected and had character and everything. And Trump unleashed, without following Constitution, rules, regulations, laws that we have that govern our country and our own behavior on how we deal with the rest of the world. This is absolute megalomania, power-hungry trip that our country, our time period right now has seen. We've seen it before in other countries where they would pick up the gun, pick up the weapons, pick up massive soldiers, shove them in other countries to rule and terrorize. We got our own country doing it to ourselves. Of course, it starts with one country. It starts with a host country doing it to its own people before they spread it out. And that's what happened back in 1940. But the thing is, things were different back in the 30s and 40s than they are right now. We didn't have other countries making trade deals, having communications with each other, following each other. Even political enemies were making economic deals to keep things working, keep world economies working. Because if they weren't getting what they were going to be failing. Other countries are still tending to their own borders. Trump, on the other hand, wants more. He wants borders. He wants whatever his dimension is. And we can't get rid of him, for if we do, we have J.D. Vance to deal with, and then we would have Speaker Johnson to deal with. But those who are going to be dealing with that still want Speaker Johnson in office. Why? I don't know. All it takes is a majority to kick Johnson out. But they like it the way it is. They're fearful. They, in the Congress, are fearful. In both chambers. So they want the world economy to collapse, apparently. Or the world is not going to collapse upon itself. The world is changing and adjusting and shoving us out of the way. Because we Americans, we in the United States voters who voted this son of a bitch back in office in the second term, are killing us. We made a choice. We made a decision. We did this to ourselves. And we cannot accept accountability, transparency, or responsibility. We will not do that. We are too prideful, hubris, arrogant. And because of that, we're killing ourselves. Right here, right now. We have local politicians. We have some of the evangelicals or of faith trying to keep the peace as much as possible with the voters, with the people of the land in this place. It's not just U.S. voters. People in general. Doesn't matter how you classify yourself. Either you're natural born or you're sworn statements, sworn into the United States, or Native American, which you're being gone after. We have fear and terror. But eventually the cork's got to blow. Eventually, we're going to blow. And then we're going to tear this damn country apart left and right. You thought Civil War was bad enough. And that's the thing Trump either wants to see, and that's what his followers want to see, is the country really tearing itself apart over this thing. How much can a pressure cooker stand before the lid blows? Or the pressure builds so damn badly that everything of it blows up? Long time ago, about 20 years or more than that, roughly, we had Boston Marathon going on. We had two guys who just got green carded, got into the States, and wanted to cause havoc, and he did. One's still in Supermax, the other one's skeletons now. And what they did to the Boston Marathon, it's like a short time after we had the 9/11 attacks, that a pressure cooker was used, and there was people injured. I don't know if anybody was killed in the damn thing, but there was a lot of people injured, and the hunt was on. A massive hunt. They chased the bastards. One guy got into a shootout, and the other guy surrendered. It's not about the terrorism, it's also about the mechanism. If I look at a pressure cooker, I'm looking at the pulse and the temperature, the frustration level, the anxiety, the fear, everything boiling into a pressure cooker of sorts. In my own damn opinion, in my own damn observation, in my own damn fearful nature at this point, when I'm thinking about this thing, either we're going to be trying to find a pressure relief valve so we don't have a blow up, or else we're going to blow something up and we won't be able to pick up the pieces. Our country will be at war with each other. Does the Trump administration, does the Trump Republicans understand that the more pressure they keep putting on us, it's like they hope that this would happen, that we would self-destruct, and that they would save us with their security of the United States. But with the political screws and the judicial rulings, maybe they are the pressure relief valves that we need in our country to keep our sanity. Well, we can't hold on to it forever because Trump is still in office. And the followers are still following playbooks. They want the chaos and confusion. They want what they want, a country isolated. Price is so damn scarce out there, not even funny. Food scarce, and yet they're going to control our morality because that's what they want. Heritage Foundation was one of those assholes out there that kept pushing it. It pushed it back in 2016. We're trying to get Trump in office. And then throughout the decade, really pushing hard to get their own personal agenda. Where several states are trying to follow it. They want the whole country to follow it. But they're not going to have it. It's bad enough some states are doing their own, relieving people of their own religious rights or freedoms, civil rights gone, and being ruled by elite or by the small. They would bitch and gripe about socialism. I hate to tell these sons of bitches concerning about socialism, like I kept telling people left and right in the videos. We need socialism in a way. You want your services? You pay. You want your emergency services? You pay. You want your police? You pay. You want your streets done? You pay. You want it repaired? You want bridges? You want infrastructure? You pay. The billionaires who make the money, or actually have been, however they acquired it, pilfered, pillaged, plundered, born into it, they don't want to pay. They feel too damn entitled. They ought to pay. They need to pay. They need to distribute that wealth. Redistribute it. So we have a class war. Continuing, ongoing. We need to have our trade. We need to have our trade. We need to trade with other partners. We are dying. And we have voted in our death. We have a president who wants, and through the FCC chairman, wants to do everything patriotic when the 250th anniversary comes up. They want to show and prove how well America is doing. We got to show the red, white, and blue. Every veteran I'm coming across is showing the frustration level and rage. They hate what's happening. And they hate what the American voters did. But here's the thing. Some of those assholes were part of the January 6th, years back, 2020, when Biden was elected legally through the Constitution, through the voting, and he was selected to get Trump out of office. And Trump didn't want to get out of office. He got the worst of the worst. But not of immigrants. The worst of the worst of the native born, of the frustrated, of the undesirables, of the guys who are getting the small militant armed groups, the hate groups, how they hate America but they love America, they hate what's happening, they hate plurality but they want their own, the white racists and supremacists, whatever the fucking their major malfunction was. And protest march for one thing, but storming the castle and killing people and having hurt people and threatening to kill politicians. All on video, all on tape, all on record, live for the world to see. Issued and urged by Trump and his followers. We can try placating ourselves with a hell of a lot of shows out there to show our patriotism or what a new world can be, but we have to deal with the reality right now as it is. We have a president who wants chaos and confusion. He wants everything under his control, under his thumb. And right now, we don't have any choice. Or do we have a choice? We wait and pray for that the midterms are going to change things. Are they? Because that would mean if the midterms don't change things, then what are we doing? Stuck with it? And we have to keep praying and chanting. We have to keep pushing out people left and right. And it's only a matter of time before we have the federal government going on people who are natural born. We're about to push out sovereign territory and claiming it for their own. Who look at everybody with fear and disdain, and the only thing that mattered is the assholes, the federal government with the guns. Now, a long time ago, these kind of militia groups would piss off a hell of a lot of people, make them laugh, or just say they're cringe. They're just on the fringe. Who cares? Yeah, well, these guys came out in force. Skinheads, hatred groups, they came out. And they showed themselves to be dangerous during those days. And yes, we did have, in the 4 years of the Biden administration, we had a justice system putting them away in jail, and then Trump releases them. And they're going back to state jails because they thought they were immune from Fed. Well, they're not immune from state, and they can't get any support. One lady who screwed up in Colorado concerning about voter registration fraud, who was creating voter registration fraud, got convicted of it, sat in jail, and she thinks the federal government is going to get her out. But the judge just said no, all the way up to the state court. Said no. State Supreme of Colorado said no, you're staying. But it ain't helping you. And she was helping. And the federal government, Trump just wanted to be a pain in the ass about it. Was he actually going to be helping this lady who fucked over the voters? Why not? He fucked up. He granted clemency of a sort to Epstein's broad, if I call her that one, who picked out girls for Epstein to molest, and Trump and everybody else. And the backlash is affecting countries. Whoever got contaminated with Epstein, was the contact of him in any way, shape, or form, yeah, you're cursed. And you're paying the price. But are we paying the price? Yeah. Now here's the thing. A long time ago, when we were getting this shit started last year, this think we're ruling the world shit, I made a plea, a public plea to the rest of the world. Do not engage with the United States for any reason. Isolate our eyes. Isolate us. And the world took its time, but it did. At least for some of them anyway. A board of peace that Trump's trying to do to overrule the United Nations. That he alone was other authoritative regimes are saying, we will join you in creating a peace and stealing people's lands, pushing people out so the wealthy and elite can rule. And what are you going to do about the people you keep pushing out? There's such a thing called rebellion, revolution. Human history shows this from time to time. You're going to ignore that? You're going to ignore history? It never happened. Bullshit. Revolutions happen all the fucking time without you even realizing it. We've got revolution happening. This time we're trying to do the quiet civil rights situation, which we did back in the 50s and 60s, of proving that peaceful protest can work, but we're dealing with a time that's more deadlier. And the rules and laws are made up by the elites now. The Constitution no longer followed. And if it is, So how far is it going to go that this bullshit we're living through is going to continue without having it explode on us, on everybody? We are self-destructing. That the 250th anniversary of the United States of America will be ending in tragedy. That's what scares the hell out of me. For those who have been brought up under the American ideologies, the stories that perpetuated from time to time and continue down from the generations and ages of how wonderful our country is supposed to be, how just laws, rules, regulations, but kept us safe, kept us, well, almost free, but kept us decent folk to trade with, to deal with, who have a country to watch your back as they watched ours. We forgot it. We had people taking advantage of it full force. What are we supposed to do about it? What are we supposed to be doing about it, guys? This is what our country's doing right now. We're tearing each other apart left and right. We're saying that nothing else matters. And I wake up in the morning and I'm looking at the news headlines to see how screwed up we are. When I have a president, an elected official, that we put into office in November 2024, declaring that he's tariffing the rest of the world because of what the Supreme Court of the United States had told Donald Trump. You can't do this. Trump's putting a finger to the Supreme Court, to some of those people who he actually voted in, that he actually got into the court through the Congress. And the court, who actually tried to follow the laws in the Constitution, told Trump, you can't do this. And what's Trump doing right now? He's flipping people off and telling you to go fuck themselves. He's the president. He's God. He's king. It's only a matter of time before he puts a crown of gold on his head to show the people that he is king, that he's gone over the edge. Will the Congress, in both chambers, impeach the bastard and Vance out? In the line of succession that we have, we also have the Speaker of the House. Are they going to go after him as well? Will they go after Speaker Johnson? Will they go after Thune? Before or after the midterms? Trump fears that he will be taken out of office once the Democrats get into office. And maybe he's right. Because he helped create this mess. He wanted this shit. He wanted this shit all over the place. He wants his name out there to be recognized, that he was a good guy. He was a good president. He was the best absolute president in the world of history. That. And I'm hearing only a toddler brain could think of shit like this. Or a demented head. I'm hearing it. I'm seeing it. In my own lifetime. And a lot of independents out there are recording. A lot of corporate are trying to get it on tape. However, they can't. Because the billionaires are too damn afraid of the son of a bitch. Why? Why? You cowards. The billionaires are cowards. The millionaires and billionaires are fucking cowards. Every one of them. Not one of them has any courage at all to go against, to support a constitutional change, to support the Constitution of the United States. They want their money, they want their power, they want their fear. They want to hide in fear, like their money's going to protect them. What, sheets of paper and pieces of metal is going to protect your ass? Maybe our country does deserve to fall. But it takes everybody to do that. But it also takes everybody to make America what it could have been, should have been, would be. We've been given the dream for a hell of a long while. We still haven't been able to get it. The back of a dollar bill where it shows an incomplete pyramid that will never be finished was Trump's, and the people thinking like him will form a solidified pyramid. The country complete under tyranny. But you take away the Trump and the tyranny, and you take away all those assholes who want their tyranny and the fear, you still have an incomplete pyramid. A country that's supposed to be growing, not stagnant. Doesn't anybody ever get it anymore? That being said,